Hello everyone. Our guest today is Mr. Vijendra Singh, Executive Director and Deputy CEO at Shree Renuka Sugars.
We are governed by more policies and control. Tomorrow I say I want to control my raw material cost. Perhaps not possible because it is decided by the government. You will say, can you control the finished good price? I'll say no.
Right.
So when your two ends are so tight, this business becomes more challenging and more different. And that is what we learn in sugar business.
Some of the biggest victories you would say in your career, like in 30 years.
Well, in 2018, sugar industry in India was in bad shape, very bad shape. So transfer the technology and producing juice ethanol directly from the juice was the first thing I did in my company, and it was a big, great success story. But post 18, it is ethanol which is driving the whole economy of the sugar industry and supporting the sugar industry in a better way than ethanol, than cogen.
Sir, in terms of ethanol and sugar mills in India, how do you see it transforming in the next 3-4 years?
We need not to invent the wheel again in terms of ethanol, because Brazil already practicing 30% blending, mandatory blending.
We just have to increase our game in the FFV, flex fuel vehicle. Yeah. Grain is more than sugar now in terms of contributing as a feedstock. So will it affect, how do you see that affecting sugar mills?
Solution lies in making the pie bigger.
Okay.
Don't fight the same pie.
What are some of the definite and urgent policy changes that the industry needs?
Industry want the price of product, two products primarily here, sugar and ethanol, to align with the raw material price, which is cane.
Hello everyone. Our guest today is Mr. Vijendra Singh, Executive Director and Deputy CEO at Shree Renuka Sugars. He also holds leadership positions at KBK Chem, Anamika Sugars, Gokok Sugars and more. He's also been recently elevated as the President of AIDA, the All India Distillers Association. He has been part of the industry for over 30 years. He's a product of NSI, the National Sugar Institute. He has seen roles in technical, managerial, at leadership across India, Brazil, and more. Let's hear it from the man on the future of India's sugar, ethanol, and more. This is Shree Raman, and you are listening to the ChiniMandi Podcast. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Sir, you have had a very interesting career. I think you started as a trainee at DCM, then at Bajaj, then the erstwhile Renuka under the Murakami family. So, paint us a picture. Give us a story about how your transition has been.
Well, Shree, I joined DCM as a trainee after passing out my sugar technology post-graduation from NSI Kanpur.
Right.
I started with the DCM, 25 years with the DCM, different positions. I managed the mill there. And post DCM, I moved to Bajaj Hindustan, which is a greater role, where sugar industry in UP start growing in a big way. The Bajaj was the big expansion being done by sugar industry by Bajaj in that point of time. I was there for 4 years with Bajaj. In 2010, I moved to Mumbai with Murukumbi's Renuka Sugar. And since then, I have been with the Renuka Sugars.
Right. So, that also took you to Brazil when the erstwhile Renuka invested in Brazilian plant, right? So, in between, you also moved from a technical to a completely a leadership position, right? So, how did that transition happen as well?
Well, let me divide the question, answer two parts. Number one, the Brazilian part first.
Right.
And in 2010, somewhere the Renuka Sugar ventured out in Brazil. Company acquired two big companies in Brazil, big operations, and they were struggling to run this show. However, things not moving as we were expecting that point of time. In 2013, management said that we had enough problem in Brazil. Why don't you have a look and be there and see how we can manage the situation on the ground, which are practically out of hand. I took this challenge professionally and personally, because it's a long place to go, travel, language is a different language, different culture. Nothing new, everything was new to me.
Right.
I didn't know anything about the Brazil that point of time. Only heard that Brazil is a bigger country in terms of sugar production
Right.
and cane farming. And I went there and managed the whole show for almost 4 years, managing legal, finance, operations, uh, handling the creditors, law. I mean, it's a new, unique experience. You land up a country, you don't know the language, you don't know the culture, you don't know the government, you don't know the policies. Everything absolutely new.
Diving deep into the deep end of the pool, right? So
Yes,
diving
yes,
straight into the
yes,
deep end of the
yes.
pool.
But I had a confidence in myself that I'm a good learner and I can learn things very quickly. And that helped me a lot in stabilizing the operations there. I managed up to 18, then 18 Wilmot took over Renuka Sugars and they asked me to come back and focus on the Indian operations, and that is the
Right.
I
So
came back again.
you had a technical education at NSI, and now you have been in leadership role for last many decades. So how did the transition happen?
But sugar is a different business.
Uh-huh.
We are governed by more policies and control. Tomorrow I say I want to control my raw material cost. Perhaps not possible because it is decided by the government. You will say, can you control the finished good price? I'll say no.
Right.
So when your two ends are so tight, this business becomes more challenging and more different. And that is what we learn in sugar business. It's more of how you operate the business. How quickly, economically, you convert raw material to product and make it more competitive price-wise than your competitor. Because
Right.
it's the same market. Everybody makes same power, everybody makes same ethanol, same sugar. But if we make cheaper than others,
That's where the victory is.
there's the
Yeah. Right. So you're talking about efficiency in operations,
yeah.
efficiency in production, efficiency in all aspects.
everything, because that's how you can control.
Right. That's the only thing you have in control.
You control. So don't struggle to struggle the price to control the price. You can't do that. You can't say how much sugar I going to sell this month. You can't
That is
decide.
also controlled.
They
Yeah.
control the
Even
government.
the MSP and the procurement quota, export, I mean, everything is regulated.
And out of 3 products you have, surprisingly, like sugar is at least still visible. You can say my sugar is better than, but 2 other products, power and ethanol, you can't say my power is better than yours. It is same
It's
power.
exactly the same. Yeah.
Ethanol, you can say my ethanol is better than yours and you pay more price. So what makes the leadership decide and control the situation and make our company better than others is the how to control the cost in the whole processing chain.
Right. Sir, in your own words, if you have to describe your leadership style or you as a leader, how would you say it?
Oh, very difficult. I think very difficult me to describe myself.
Or
Perhaps
you can say empathetic,
my
authoritative.
colleague
Yeah.
can express it better. But what I can see, I'm very focused person, a very dedicated, focused, sincere, and engaged with the whole team very actively. No point of time or day, I'm not engaged with someone.
Right.
And when you engage with your team, because it's a team who deliver finally. When you engage with them regularly, objectivity, and supportingly, then things keep on changing as you want. Things happen as you want. And the biggest challenge, biggest opportunity, and biggest asset I have, I have the capacity to review the things.
Okay.
If I know the subject, I can review anything.
Right.
If I review a automobile company, perhaps I can't review. But I review a sugar business, I can review within a half an hour. I can review everything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You have been seeing it for 30 years now.
I'm practicing also.
Sir, some of the biggest victories you would say in your career, like in 30 years.
Oh, so many, but I mean, very difficult to say victory.
One or two that you are very sweet or memorable to you.
Yeah, all. I think every day, every year, every month, every company is a new experience.
Okay.
And the new experience always better than the earlier cannot be said, but it's a new experience.
Right.
And we as a professional had to adjust to the new life, new company culture and situations. So my pleasure and my victory would be whatever I do with passion.
Right.
And I want to deliver the best out of this whole passion. That is my victory.
Right.
I may be able to deliver 100%, but somebody say no, it's not 100%. But at that point of time, it's 100% only.
Sir, you have done modernization of mill, you have done cogeneration, you have seen distillation, adding to the ethanol production, all of it. So, which are this has brought you, some new learning experiences? I'm sure all of them has, but something that is very remarkable.
Well, in 2018, sugar industry in India was in bad shape, very bad shape. We had a long period of low sugar price regime. Cost was increasing, cane price was increasing. There's a huge cane areas in the country. And the government of India with policymakers, with industry, brought out this policy of ethanol blending in India. And that point of time, the idea of converting juice to ethanol came into picture.
Okay.
It was not done before in India earlier. Brazil has been doing it many years.
Yeah, 70s and late 70s. Yeah.
So that transfer the technology and producing juice ethanol directly from the juice was the first thing I did in my company, and it was a very great success story. And I think
This was in which company?
Renuka Sugar.
Renuka, at
Yeah.
Renuka. Okay.
18,
18,
19, 18, 19. So I think this is a good use of technology you learn, and use of application of knowledge you earn somewhere out of the country and implement it in India. It's a great satisfaction to me, a great learning.
Was KBK part of Renuka at that time?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
KBK was taken over by Renuka in 2006.
right. Okay.
So since then, KBK has been Renuka company all around.
And among all this modernization, cogeneration, which one has created more impact for the company as well?
Actually, there's a time when cogen was more prominent. That's fine, because ethanol was not so prominent. That's right of time. If I talk about 2006, 7, 8, 12. But post 18, it is ethanol which is driving the whole economy of the sugar industry and supporting the sugar industry in a better way than ethanol, than cogens.
Right. And is that statement true for almost all the major mills today?
Well,
That ethanol is kind of giving that extra malai.
I don't say malai is a support. You get the support. If somebody had distillery, he is getting the advantage of converting syrup to distillery, syrup to ethanol, and somebody doesn't have the distillery, he is getting a better price for the molasses than earlier.
Right. Sir, talking about leadership, and you mentioned distillery. So, congrats on your new role at AIDA as well.
Thank you.
So, what are some of the bigger agendas there? As a leader, what are you looking to achieve?
AIDA is an organization of about 150 distilleries all over India. It's a pan-India organization. This ethanol blending program started in 2018 with the objectivity of 20% blending to be done by 25 or maybe 30 before.
2030, and now we achieved it. Yes.
Objective was that we replace crude with the ethanol, have all advantage of better price to the cane farmer, getting revenue factories, getting rid of excess sugar production in the country, and make the environmental friendly product. Industry supported very well, and as we just discussed, we achieved before time. But when you have the momentum, it never stop.
Right.
So momentum continues, and we keep on adding the district capacities. Now district capacity today is standalone 2,000 crore liter a year. And we are demand of 20% is only about 1,000 to 1,000 crore liter only.
Right. So, there's a surplus.
So almost
demand now.
70% it is capacity surplus now
Yes.
standing idle. As a association, as a AIDA, what we want to work with the government and policy maker, that how to use this capacity with three objectives, very clear three objectives. To get rid of excess sugar in the country, which we are producing this year, maybe going forward next 2-3 years, to effectively convert that excess sugar to the ethanol. Second is the growth of corn industry in the country. Corn farmers has a good breather last 2 years, 3 years.
Right.
They were selling corn over 10 to 12 rupees a kilo. Now they were selling 24. This year, obviously, the price is lower. So there's a good life for the cane producer also. And the business developed around the corn ethanol is a big business now. We want to happen everything together, but there's a bottleneck now. bottleneck is you can't supply more than 20%.
Yes. So the needle has to move on the blending.
So what option we have now to go? Option is to consume more ethanol. So how to consume more ethanol? Four options. Number one, increase blending with 30%, maybe in phases 22, 25, 30. Why 30? 30 already being practiced in Brazil, and they already have mandated 35. Bring the flex car.
Yeah.
So you can flex car.
They can support much higher
So
blending. Yeah.
the consumption, which is 1,100 crore now, should go to 1,500 crore, 1,700 crore. So the industry, farmer, and consumer, all three get benefited.
Right. And so what are we doing with that surplus that we already have today?
Surplus of?
The ethanol.
No, we're not producing.
Right.
We're not producing ethanol because plants are idle.
Plants are idle. Okay. And 1G ethanol we can't export. Also the price at which we produce or at which we are used to, off-takers are giving us, at that price we can't export either, right? So is it also something that AIDA is looking at, sir?
Yes, there's another demand of the idea to increase the price of ethanol from both, from corn as well from sugarcane root also, and make it attractive enough to sustain the industry. Industry cannot sustain this price what being paid by the OMC now to industry.
Right. Sir, back to our topic on the non-AIDA discussions. So as a leader, you have been at, I mean, you have managing Renuka, you are managing KBK, you have Anamika, you have Gokak. One is in UP, one is in Belgaum, one is in Bombay, one is in Pune. So how are you managing all this?
That is secret. But anyway, I can tell you check. Well, as I just said to you, I told you earlier also, a manager or a business leader, what I call him, should have a capability to analyze the things very quickly and review, react, try to have corrective path, and engage with the team continuously.
Right. But a KBK is a EPC and others are mills. So how do you manage the expertise needed to run all this?
That you everyone has to acquire.
Okay.
So when you run a business, you acquire the knowledge of, and you have the key points, what need to be reported every day, what need to be seen every day, what need to be seen weekly, what need to be seen monthly.
Right.
So your own check chart. So I have my own check chart.
Okay.
So with the check chart, with the MIS, I monitor, control, and react and review, and take the corrective path where required is, and set the goals and objective in the organization quickly.
Right. Sir, as a little bit more on the ethanol and the vision, right? So, sir, in terms of ethanol and sugar mills in India, how do you see it transforming in the next 3-4 years?
Well, I see sugar industry have a very bright future. Energy now is a big source sugar industry can supply. If you see EV growth of EV vehicles in country, but an EV vehicle ultimately use power,
Right.
and which normally getting from the coal. So it's not a real benefit of being EV vehicle or EV use. Whereas ethanol is pure or sustainable fuel.
Right.
It doesn't need any carbon, and as we desire to have less carbon of emissions and have more compliances, ethanol will play a big role. We need not to invent the wheel again in terms of ethanol, because Brazil already practicing 30% blending, mandatory blending, and average blending of more than 45%, where the most of the vehicles are flex vehicles.
Right. We just have to increase our game in the FFV, flex fuel vehicle.
Flex is already, and technology already there.
Right.
Nothing to be redesigned, nothing to be redeveloped again here. So just copy that model here.
It's a matter of rolling it out.
Yeah. And once you roll it out, you start using more ethanol. And as you consume more ethanol, you have more supply, demand, chain, logistic, more employment, more help in rural economy. It's very good for everyone actually.
Right. And it is good for the sugar mills as well.
Yeah, that's what is for mill also.
Right. But there is also intense competition from grain now. So, right, grain is more than sugar now in terms of contributing as a feedstock. So, will it affect, I mean, how do you see that affecting sugar mills?
Solution lies in making the pie bigger.
Okay.
Don't fight for the same pie.
Yeah, don't fight for the same slice. Make
If
the
you-
pie bigger. Yeah,
If you make the flex car,
right,
you make the ethanol consumption double, triple. So everything will become short actually.
right,
What look is bigger now excess will become short.
right. No, that's a wise thing to say, sir, and I agree with
I don't want to have this debate of corn and rice and
feedstock and
feedstock.
pathways and
Yeah.
1G, 2G.
Yeah.
It's all the
No,
same.
1G, 2G is different actually.
I know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
pathway,
Yeah.
feedstock.
Yeah.
As long as the pie is bigger, all
You
problems are
make the kind of double.
right.
Very easy to, and easy to make actually. It's not a rocket science here which we're talking. We don't want to invest heavily in R&D. The all vehicles, all same company producing in Brazil, same vehicle need to be implemented here.
Right.
Toyota, Volkswagen, and name any car that is of being used there. Use the same car here.
Sir, earlier you mentioned, in sugar everything is controlled. You make the same sugar as the other person, but make it at a cheaper or a cost optimized.
Better quality also.
Yes. So, what are some of the best practices there? How can a sugar mill optimize its cost of production?
Well, if I see a very standard and normal way of looking at the sugar business, a sugar mill should be integrated mill which has a distillery, power cogeneration, adequate size. If the capacity is very low, obviously fixed cost, the fixed cost which per unit increases. Most important, the cane availability, right quality cane availability.
Right.
If the cane availability is good and your team and the management is putting efforts in the cane side, whereas the quantum of cane is good, quality is good, you have better sugar recoveries, your time cycle is good, the whole thing become effective and efficient, and then your end product is also good for the company.
Right. So, let's say I'm very curious today and I want to start a new sugar mill. Right? Is it even possible? Because don't we have enough mills in all the pockets closest to the cane availability?
Why you want to start as a sugar mill? You buy old one, many mills are struggling to survive actually.
Right. So okay, interesting. Okay, let's say I take over one that's struggling.
Yeah.
How do you turn it around? Like, what is the secret there? Why couldn't the existing promoters or whoever their management committee couldn't run it?
There could be multiple reasons, but let's do part by part. Otherwise,
Right. This is purely academic.
If you want to select a mill, suppose you say I have 10 mills to be acquired, and so first thing your capacity to analyze which mill is good for the has a potential future to grow.
Right.
Like we did acquire a sugar mill in UP. 3 years to 20 to 23. We selected a mill.
Right.
How we selected a right mill? Because we had expertise for that, and we know this mill going to be a good mill which can be acquired and good for potential growth. We acquired that mill. The crushing was 3,000 ton at that point of time. Now we are crushing 7,000 ton in 3 years. We know the cane potential. We know the quality of cane. We know the market. That is how you select the right mill.
Okay.
And when you have the right mill selected, then you know what are the pain points this mill has, and remove these pain points and make it smoother.
So when you say right mill, is it the access to cane the number one priority?
Raw material is the key of the whole business here.
Right.
You don't have raw material,
Yeah.
you can't put a mill in Rajasthan.
Correct.
No. So obviously, you know the climatic condition. You know Odisha has the different challenge of sugar mill. This has everything, but still can't
So
put a mill there.
my curiosity still
Not
runs.
answered.
So if it was a mill that could have been turned around and you have done so, why did the incumbent didn't do that? I mean, if I know this is gold, you can see it, I can see it, but the person having it is not seeing it. Why?
At times, could be multiple reasons. At times, the management is still not there. So, many owners, they think that they're more super technocrats and they're more business tycoons. They want to do themselves without knowing what they really they cannot do. Sometimes management does lose focus because they have their business to run around. Sometimes management say, okay, I have nothing to invest more. Sugar business is not a business to be invested, so they decide not to invest. So there could be multiple reasons. Fourth could be the debt structure. Somebody taking a debt, not able to pay over the period, and that become too heavy and obviously cannot sustain.
Right. So it could be financial, technical, or it comes down to the managerial skills.
Manager
right?
skill, yeah.
It's almost like an
maybe wrong location at times.
Okay.
You say I want to put a mill in Pune, whether cane is not there, so you decide to put a mill in Pune. irrespective of raw material availability or not availability. Or sometimes they put up in a very competitive zone where the cane price cost increases too much.
Mhm.
So it could be multiple reasons.
Excellent, sir. So, in terms of long-term outlook for distillers and sugar millers or those who run both, what are some long-term movements or vision that you could see?
Sir, say again this question.
So I'm saying, millers who are also distillers, what are some of the long-term prospectus for them?
I think today we are struggling with the policy issues. If policy become friendly and same spirit, the speed they were envisaged in 2018, I think we have a great future for industry, farmers, all stakeholders has a great future. However, the last 2 years, I'm really sorry to say, but the policy are not moving. I should have been moving proactively, and there's a lot of stress and suffering inside the industry because of these issues.
Right. So talking little bit more about policy, um, what are some of the definite and urgent policy changes that the industry needs?
Industry want the price of product, two product primarily here, sugar and ethanol, to align with the raw material price, which is cane. Cane pricing structure is very standard. It is driven by the scientific method of CSEP. Based on the CSEP recommendation, government announced the FRP, minimum
Fair remunerative price.
remunerative pricing of the cane. But the final product price not moving in tandem with the cane price increase. So how the money will generate if raw material price keep on increasing and your finished product price doesn't move in tandem with the raw material price.
Right. Sir, also there is a disparity in ethanol being the same. Depending on the feedstock, the ethanol prices also vary from the off-takers.
Yeah, but that is the advantage of one industry. Okay,
Right.
but that is separate subject. But the industry of suffering should be taken care of immediately.
Right. So that is your number one policy.
So pricing of sugar, ethanol should be immediately revised upward, so that we industry can make enough margin to pay to their cane farmers while in time and timely.
Sir, let's say 2G takes off bigger way, 2G ethanol takes off bigger way. Do you think it will take away any advantages from 1G sugar millers who are using any sugar-based, molasses-based as a feedstock to produce ethanol?
2G is a really too early to technology which can be really commercialized. So far, the price of 2G ethanol seems to be twice the price of 1G ethanol. So in commercial world, it doesn't work that way. When as a consumer need to shell out the money, you're not worried about the my ethanol come from the corn or from rice or from the sugar or from the bagasse.
Right.
So you can't force a consumer to pay for the bagasse ethanol, say telling that boss, I'm supplying you 2G ethanol, you should buy this. So I think it's too early to commercialize the whole product. However, as development or R&D need to continue, is a good effort by anyone who is doing this R&D, so that you have technology in place today,
Right.
and as technology grow, uh, cost can be reduced.
Right.
Perhaps you have something new come in, but it's a uncertainty, and it will be treated that way. That it is one of the track we are following as a R&D effort today. Maybe down the line, 5 years, 10 years, something happen and it become a more commercially viable. That point of time is okay.
But you think that's a long way to go?
Long way to go, obviously long way to
Right.
go, because
Sir,
Brazilian experience not very good actually.
Right. So in terms of, again, sustainability and sugar mill, you said we already discussed you need good skills and all of it to operational efficiency to make it profitability. Doing all that, could you still be extremely sustainable, green and clean as a sugar mill? How do you balance it? You have to be profitable, but also be extremely sustainable.
Luckily, sugar business is very green for the day one, because we have everything available along the cane, water, fiber, ethanol. So what you buy is a green, and what you supply is also green. And we don't buy any fuel from the outside, so our fuel is sustainable. So in terms of our resource utilization from the nature is very minimal, and we give back what we get from the nature. We give back to nature back.
For example, how do you handle spent wash or all those things? That incurs cost and it's not useful as such. So I'm talking a little bit of balancing or your managerial expertise in terms of running a mill very efficiently but also planet friendly.
Well, I think over the period, the technology has been developed to manage spent wash and all discharge very efficiently. Now, if you see spent wash being burned in boiler, and we are getting potash out of that.
Right.
Potash, organic potash is imported
So
substitute.
millers
for
themselves do it or they?
Yeah, mills do themselves. Yeah, and spent was being used to produce biomanure, where you have the press cake from the sugar mill being mixed with the spent wash to convert to the biomanure, and which is being used by many industry to upgrade the soil condition of the soil condition.
Right.
And it's very good for the horticulture crop.
You think there is a market or a much more demand for all the other allied products from a sugar mill, like let's say spent wash? How much demand do you see from all those? Like, see, we only were making sugar, then we were also distilling, then we were co-generating, now we have ethanol. You think further there is scope for, even a spent wash becomes an important commodity, for example? You see something like that happening?
Well, it is happening, but not at the speed we want actually.
Okay.
And today it is being only to mitigate the sustainability part, not as a business venture.
Right.
So if spent wash being used press with press being mixed with the press mud or
Yeah.
by press cake,
Right.
it just is a managing the affluent side, not as a business venture
Right.
where you make money.
It's on the cost center now, right? It's
Yeah.
not at the profit center. Right.
But eventually, as you know, economy grows and paying capacity of person increases. Like you have more demand of horticulture, maybe that you start making some money out of that, or maybe it become more awareness become more high among the users. And as you know, the chemical fertilizer being phased out, the organic fertilizer may more in demand. It is evaluation process which evolve, but I don't think it's going to help the economy of the sugar industry in a big way, because they're minuscule in terms of revenue.
Okay. Okay. But because see, your waste is somebody's input, your waste product is somebody's feedstock, right? So hence my curiosity came that what if that can A, give additional revenue to the mill, and B, don't see it as a cost center but start seeing it as a profit center. That is where my theory was.
But as I said, it's minuscule actually in terms of the volume size and the numbers you're talking. It's hardly anything to be
Right.
on the balance sheet you can see.
Okay, sir, in terms of next generation of managers, leaders, if somebody is new, let's say you just came out of NSI today and you're looking at sugar industry, what message or mentorship would you give it to them?
Well, I think industry need a lot of talent, lot of skills.
Right.
We have a little challenge here because sugar industry being in the interior area of the location, normally inside the
Yeah, you don't have malls and multiplexes.
yeah. So new generation is not happy to be there, and we are finding difficulty to get the talent. But if somebody is talented and he want to make a career and he want to really make a good career, it's a good opportunity to join sugar industry.
Right.
It's a sunrise industry, lot of scope to improve, lot of scope to grow, learn. And like any industry, obviously industrial life little bit different than city life. But finally, it's a healthy life where you enjoy the nature, you have the fresh air, you have the fresh food, and you have healthy environment where you grow healthier than what you grow in the city.
Right. So you encourage more people
Yeah,
to
should
look
people
at sugar industry.
should come. People
Right.
should join.
Sir, what excites you the most about India's green energy transition? So ethanol, we have already done a good job, E20. We are also looking at CBG, green hydrogen,
Yeah,
SAF. So what excites you the most?
the good part of India has a huge resources to grow sustainable energy generation.
Right.
The country has vast sandy soils where nothing grows, like part of Gujarat, part of Rajasthan,
Rajasthan, yeah.
where you can MP, you can put a lot of solar energy. You have some windy areas, you can put a wind turbine. There's some area where you can put the hydro project. So as a country, we have a huge opportunity to extract this energy, green energy from various sources. Unlike many countries who have short of sunshine, somebody short of water. So I think we are growing in a big way. And if you see, our dependence on the coal-based thermal energy has reduced about 6-7% in 1 year. This is rapidly changing, and a lot of renewable energy being put up and being used.
In fact, talking about non-cultivable land, non-arable land in Rajasthan, I think CBG is already doing a good job, because some places in Rajasthan now grows a lot of napier grass, and that napier grass becomes the feedstock for CBG plants. So
See-
that's a good
Yeah.
progress, I would say.
CBG has a problem of very low margin.
But sir, imagine a huge parcel of land,
Yeah, potential is there.
which was
Yeah.
practically barren and not useful for anyone.
Yeah.
But suddenly it's become a income generating property now, while it's also a clean energy. It's not like it's leading to anything harmful. It's leading to income, farmer income, rural income. In fact, more rural income we have, the urban migration will, like, same as energy being produced, cities can only take so much,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's a good option coming up.
Yeah.
CBG also good option.
Sir, what do you think about platforms like ChiniMandi?
Oh, lovely. I think you become a leader in terms of this platform, where for sugar industry you putting everything in one place. If I want to trade, I want to know the knowledge, I want to know the data, I want to know the policies. I want to echo my voice to something.
Yes, we are
That-
here for you.
That is the most important, where we can echo something, our issues. And it's a very noble idea what JK has started, and I think they're doing great job. Going forward, I wish they become bigger and bigger and keep on growing. The event is become very annual conference.
Yes.
It become really a very big story, where nobody want to miss that event. So hats up to you and good luck.
Thank you, sir. With your support and blessing, we will continue to grow. Sir, I'll ask you a few rapid questions now. You can
Sure.
give me an answer in few words or within 2-3 seconds.
Okay.
Right? So you should impulsively say it, not give it a long thought. Right?
Okay.
Sir, one technology that can change distillers in the next few years.
MER, which is a mechanical vapor compression technology, which can be used to reduce energy in the distillate.
Sugar, power, or ethanol. Which business is the toughest to run?
Sugar.
A policy reform you wish the government introduced sooner.
Linking the raw material price to the finished good price.
One myth about distillers or ethanol you want to bust.
They make money missed.
Sir, if you weren't in sugar sector, where else would have you been?
I can't answer this question because it's not
You have been in it for too long.
For too long, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sir, thank you. Thank you so much for your insights and a lot of interesting conversations here. I think anybody looking at, optimally running a sugar mill or a distillery plant, they have a lot to learn from you. So thank you again. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Shree.